if you're around right now, you know that right now fucking sucks for anybody who gives a shit about freedom in the slightest. If you care at all about the freedom to speak and be spoken to at your desired levels, at your desired places, then you've got to be feeling like fucking trash right now because the goddamn censors are winning. And not only are they winning, but the dumb motherfucking masses are all out there just going, yeah, we got to stop these people. Oh my God, we got, someone said something on the internet? Whoa, no one told me this is happening. And they're just out there in droves, eating this shit up, buying a false narrative about what has happened, going with absolute bullshit. Governments have been begging. They've been begging private companies like Cloudflare to take down Kiwi Farms for years. But all it took was one mentally deranged, bearded axe wound victim who is out there pretending to be a victim of some sort of harassment or bullying when what they've got is the standard issue part and parcel to being online treatment that everybody gets. Somebody talked about them online and they fucking lost it because these deranged piles of garbage cannot handle the slightest bit of criticism in a society that has inoculated them from any question. Like, I'm the other gender. Like, really? Are you? How dare you, you bigot? Like, whoa. I was just asking how the fuck you figure out what that is even like. And did you do anything about it? Oh, no, wait. Turns out you went to Thailand after being groomed to get your dick turned inside out and a pair of fake tits slapped on you. And now you're a goddamn motherfucking authority on everything. Why? Why do these people want so hard to suck the dick of mentally ill people? Or I guess not the dick. They want to suck the festering pus out of the front cum hole of this weird creature and just give it whatever it wants. Why are we like this? What happened to someone just going, wait a fucking second? What even are you? Where did that go? What happened to someone saying, hold on a minute? And then being able to say, now hold on a minute. Now you can't do that. You can't say, hold on a minute. You can't say fucking anything, you bigot. You can't say anything because anything you say is wrong thing. Anything you say is the wrong thing. You're not allowed to have an opinion that runs contrary to one disabled minority's narrative. That's the soft tyranny we're in now. The people in power, they don't need to censor. All they need to do is embolden and empower the person that they want to be the new pope of the woke cathedral or whatever you want to fucking call it. We're going to go through what's been going on with Joshua Moon and the Kiwi Farms. We're going to look at the Kiwi Farms Telegram post that I did tweet out earlier. I know some of you are smart and aren't on Twitter. I tweeted it out, but I want to go through it step by step and talk about just exactly what happened, because the amazing aspect of this is Cloudflare folding harder than a $2 hooker. I mean, they were just waiting for this, and you can tell, you can read it in there. They were waiting for the thing. And the thing that they've cited is an imminent threat to life, which is the biggest pile of bullshit ever. Not only was that an obvious Fed post, by the way, to the unwashed masses who don't know, Fed post doesn't literally mean a federal agent posted it. A Fed post is an internet slang for like an underhanded post, or a post that's designed to be taken in a very literal manner, even though it's not literal at all, for the purpose of harming like the website or the person, or generating attention in a specific way. In this case, a Kiwi Farms account that has posted 3 times on the forum in its history, and the last time being months and months ago, posted a thing about bombs in response to, I think, the Keffels thing or whatever. The post was moderated and removed, and Cloudflare still used the obvious fucking bait to go after Kiwi Farms and shut them down with an imminent threat to human life. It's insane. It is insane. But again, the censors don't need to do anything other than hand the keys to the retard mobile to a pile of people who can't even figure out what gender they are and will pay Thai doctors to chop their dicks off. Like who we are putting in charge of this world is the most terrifying prospect of all of this. So here is what's going on with Kiwi Farms, straight from Joshua Moon. All right. In my life, there's a family emergency. It has absolutely nothing to do with the forum drama. I cannot and will not elaborate further. There will be a week or more where I'm completely unavailable, and it is likely the site will go down during this time where I will not be able to bring it up. Which right now it is down. Right now it is down. Kiwi Farms is down. It was up on Russian servers.ru, but it is down currently. All right. So it's up on Tor, the Kiwi Farms onion instance or whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know how to get there. Like, I know loosely about Tor and all this shit. Like, I know a little bit about it, but I don't know how to get there. But if someone is dedicated, Axe Lion, rumor is his mother's on her deathbed. That's not it. That's not what's going on. But so let me squash. I don't know if Josh wants me to squash any rumors. Let me squash that rumor. That's not what's going on. But anyway, here we go. Like, I know a little bit about it, but if someone is dedicated, there is no taking something down. Like, you can force it off of the mainstream, but what did that solve? What did that solve for anyone? Forcing, like, if your complaint is that there's a website where people say all the mean words and dox people and will do terrible things, you just forced it onto out of the main thing. Like, you didn't actually remove anyone's access to it. You can't. So now these people will operate on the dark web. Okay. Like, you can't stop it. This is the truth about Kiwi Farms is really simple. You could never stop it because you can't stop speech, because Kiwi Farms is just a place where people happen to speak. But they'll just speak somewhere else if it's gone. They're not you can't scrub thoughts from people. That doesn't work. All right, here we go. I want to appraise. I want to appraise our situation frankly. Domain registrar. Cloudflare was both our application level DDoS mitigation and our domain registrar. They have given me a way to transfer my domains to another registrar. I do not know what registrar to send it to because I do not have faith in any company. DDoS mitigation. DDoS guard will drop us. Then they're supposed to be like dropped us while I was writing this post. This meme about Russia being a free country is a joke. The US is a free country, but this is the most important, but with no stewards to protect it. Everyone is a fucking coward. And the reason everyone is a fucking coward is because everything requires somebody else. Everything requires somebody else. You need a steward on every fucking wall. All of them. Because you need a payment processor. You need a DDoS protector. You need an IP registrar. You need a host. You need search. You need all of these. I don't even fucking know. Resource allocation. I don't know what that means. I don't know what half this shit means, but you need someone everywhere. The problem with DDoS guard, the reason they drop them is because they rely on something else. There's something else. There's always somewhere to put pressure on people. There is no one-stop, completely safe internet service. And the reason is because half this shit has been made with government money. Without the US, there is no second best. I did not expect Cloudflare to crumple so quickly, and I don't have a plan C for DDoS mitigation. So a DDoS, it's a denial of service attack. Someone asked what it was. I'm a bad person to explain this shit, but the long story short is here's what happens in a DDoS denial of service request or attack. Someone buys an amount of bandwidth to make requests, like just spam requests, like clicking on a web page, right? Like if I tell everybody, go to the Grifties right now and vote for me, and everybody goes over to the Grifties to try and vote, it'll shut it down. Most websites are not equipped to have 5,000, 6,000 people show up at the same time. Most websites are not. And that scales like in a surprising way. When I was covering the Rittenhouse thing, the Odyssey guys asked me to send everybody to Odyssey for a stress test. We brought 15,000 people over and crashed Odyssey. Like most websites are not able to handle that kind of load. We don't think about it really because there's a million people going to Google every second. There's millions of people on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook. These are huge companies with huge websites though. Most websites are not that. So the denial of service attack is just buying a bunch of bandwidth to make requests, to try and access a website, and overloading its servers. To fight against that, you have two options. You can either jack up the bandwidth on the receiving end to outdo what's coming in. It's very, very expensive to do. Buying hosting bandwidth, I like, for lack of a better term, and I know you guys are going to make fun of me and it's fine, but just as a gist for the lay people out there like me, buying the hosting bandwidth is way more expensive than buying the requesting bandwidth. Okay? So they can't, you have to either account for this massive influx of people that isn't normally there, which costs a shitload of money, or you get a DDoS protection service like Cloudflare. Cloudflare absorbs that, slows down and routes the traffic in some way to make it not fuck your website. That's the long story short. It's super illegal to do a denial of service attack. It's super illegal to do it. But it costs a lot. You have to have an infrastructure that will allow you to absorb a massive amount of bandwidth and then like slow it down, for lack of a better word. All right, here we go. Resource allocation. I own IP addresses. Our IP allocation is from APNIC. APNIC is one of the 5 private companies which allocate internet resources around the world. This is a problem. APNIC happens to be based out of Australia, which recently passed draconian censorship laws. There's an effort to get our RIR to revoke our allocation. This would be unprecedented in the history of the internet. And considering China is in APNIC's region, an absolutely horrific standard, which will echo throughout the upcoming decades. There is a non-zero chance of this happening. So this doesn't happen, but it could. But it could. All right. Hosting. We have 1 host, and I'm looking at 2 more. Is likely that the host will give up 2. The 2 hosts, confident they can handle the Kiwi Farms, are probably wrong. DDoS Guard was confident they could handle the Kiwi Farms and said, bring it on for less than 24 hours. Here we go. This is an organized attack. There's a coalition of criminals trying to frame the forum for their behavior. These criminals provide opportunities for professional victims to amplify their message. Journalists canonize the crimes as the behavior of the forum itself, which becomes the effective truth for the general public. This paragraph should fucking terrify you. Because this is what has happened. This is what happened. So, there are criminals who dox in the criminal way. There is a criminal way to dox. It involves an intent to harass. It involves more than just posting, right? We've talked about this. They're the harassment doxers, the ones who dox you and then send you the information on your docs to taunt you, to make you scared, who send you a threat and say, I could find you. Look how I found you. Blah, blah, blah. I found you this way and I'm coming for you. Those are the criminal docs. Just posting an address is not a crime. Posting an address with some other intent to do criminal activity is, all right? But the swatters, the DDoS people, the people making fake threats of violence, these are crimes. People are doing this, but what they've done is they are using Kiwi Farms as a scapegoat for their activity. Oh, Kiwi Farms is just where all the swatters are. No, really not. It's not at all. But whatever. So they post about something on Kiwi Farms with an account with no posts, with no history, brand new account. And they go, oh, I'm going to swat Marjorie Taylor Greene. Suddenly, which is, doing that would be a crime. But they posted on Kiwi Farms. Now suddenly it's Kiwi Farms who's swatting Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is ridiculous because a forum, a web page cannot do these things, but users can. In this case, again, someone with 3 posts total in their history posted about a bomb threat in Belfast, I believe. It was taken down within minutes. The person was banned from Kiwi Farms, and still that was used as a clarion call for why this website needs to be silent. Why this website needs to be taken down. Terrorism is happening on the website, but terrorism isn't happening on the website. In fact, it never fucking was. You know where terrorism happens every single day? Twitter, Facebook, Google, YouTube. Instagram. Places literal terrorists organizing this shit. But then professional victims like Keffels use fake, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, let's be both sides on this. They used the fake posts on Kiwi Farms to amplify their message, to talk about what it was, to get the censorship there. And then they talk to journalists who then write it, because the journalists, all they care about is the click, because they will get fired from their minimum wage job if they don't get the click. So the journalists write this, and again, they can take A person who posts one time and say, this is what Kiwi Farms is, because no one will ever look into it. All right. This is a machine that was built up formerly against 8chan and activates anytime the cathedral wants to test the new fronts of its censorship. And Josh nails it here. It is a new cathedral. The cathedral is control. It's not so simple as to say the cathedral is censorship or some like particular idea. It's trans people now. It's not trans people 2 weeks ago, and it's not trans people 10 weeks from now. It's something else. The cathedral is just control. The cathedral of control. It is a massive amalgamation of various interests. I am one person. The financial limitations aren't even the real problem. The problem is I am powerless alone. There's no amount of money I can throw to convince people to be brave and be free. This is just the reality of our country. It's true. Everyone's fucking scared. Everyone is scared. And how can you not be? Right? You speak out once, you're fired. You speak out once, not only are you fired, you can't get another job because they'll track you down. They'll follow you to the next place. Don't you know you have a racist working for you? Don't you know that you have a bigot, a hater, an anti-gay, an anti-Jew, an anti-this working for you? No, you wouldn't want people to find out about that you hired a Jew hater, would you? You wouldn't want people to find out that you hired someone who hates the blacks, would you? Because if people found out about that, they may not go to your business. Of course, people don't care. Like in the long term, they don't actually care. Like most people will go, but these businesses just keep folding. They just keep folding. And they will keep folding. They will keep folding forever. Because they're fucking stupid. You know they're stupid. You work for them. You loathe working for these people every single day because they're so goddamn retarded that they can't do their basic job. I know you guys know this because I worked in corporate America too. And you go out and every day you bust your fucking balls to get shit done. And some retard comes along and can't figure out how to do his job and fucks you over every day. So is it any wonder these people will take the word of some anonymous weirdo online? Oh my God, they must be hateful. I got to get rid of them. As if it mattered ever? No. No. But that's how this works. That's the pressure system. And you've got to convince people to be brave and be free. And listen, do you want me to look? I can tell you how to stop every single one of these fucking weirdos. Let's say Keffels walks up to you and goes, you've got to support the trans people. Here's what you do. Watch this. No. No. That's it. You did it. Your business is going to get shut down if you don't do this. No. The word no is the closest thing to hate speech that we actually have. The word no is the nuclear fucking weapon of the English lexicon, the modern American vernacular. It is the greatest tool you have. Try it. Next time someone tells you literally anything, all you do is this. No. Go back to my fucking debate with Duncan. right? Go back to my debate with Duncan and watch him fucking melt when he says, well, all the studies show this and this and this. And I go, I don't accept it. What do you mean? What evidence do you have? My own intuition that it's ridiculous. No. There was just a long way of saying no. And they don't know. They don't know what to do. They can't take it. You're supposed to engage with something that they can then weasel around over and over and over. All you have to do is just say no. They can't stop you. And they can't argue around it because what the fuck do you say to someone who just said, nah? No is uncompromising. It is the stone wall. It stops every bullet. It stops every bullet train. No. Fuck these people. All right. What this machine will not accept is compromise. If I say this is true, this is really important. If I censored specific kinds of behavior, it would not matter. They don't want a specific thing censored. They want the average person to be able to speak in channels where only specific thoughts are acceptable. There is no level of giving in that is acceptable to the tyrant because they don't want to stop you. They want to control you. They don't want to, oh, I'm really offended by that speech. I would really like it if you just didn't say that anymore. Because what you can say to that is no. No, fuck you. I'll say it again. Moist. Right? You could say it again and again and again. And all they could do is ask, no, 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 no. It's not that. Let's say tomorrow, Josh goes on, goes, you know what? I'm tired of this anti-trans rhetoric. Troon is banned from the server. Troon is banned from Kiwi Farms. And they go, okay, now you're willing to work with us. Next, you need to ban the N-word. Next, you need to ban bike. Next, you need to ban blink. Next, you need to ban this and this. Can't say gay. Can't even talk about this. Ban this, ban this, ban this. There is no fucking stop. They will not let you stop. There's no list of words where once all of them are banned, they'll be done. They are never, ever, ever done. They can't be. If they're done, they're not in control. You are. So rather than that, no, Miu, you can say kike here. As far as I understand, you can say fucking anything. I just tend not to. Like, I generally don't use various racial slurs unless it's in a comedic context. Because I like everybody. Like, I don't know why, like, how jokes are jokes. But I'm a likable motherfucker. Like, I don't care what or who you are. Like, let's sit down, have some whiskey, and just talk. I'll talk to you for hours. I don't care. I don't know why anyone else does. But the long and short of this is that once you censor, once you cave to your censorious overlord on one thing, they will ask you for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Because it's about owning you. It's not about stopping you from saying one offensive thing. It's about forcing you to say every non-offensive thing. More importantly, they want to make it so that no small organization can host a service which threatens the cathedral. It used to be that one guy with a good idea could open a platform and be a Tom Anderson. This is MySpace, right? Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. Tom Fulp, I don't know who that is. Christopher Poole, no idea. Richard Kianka, I don't know who these guys are either. Take note, these names are all from 10 years ago. There are no new groundbreakers online anymore because breaking ground is in the new internet's corporate parking lot is not allowed. I do not see a situation where the Kiwi Farms is simply allowed to operate. It will either become a fractured shell of itself like 8chan or jump between hosts and domain names like Daily Stormer. So here is where you can get get to the Kiwi Farms. And I'll put this Telegram post if anybody cares. I'm posting it in the chat. That's the Kiwi Farms post. This is I think the Onion link to get to Kiwi Farms right now. All right. So there you go. That's what's going on. It's Null is, look, I have great conversations with Null, Josh Moon, owner of Kiwi Farms or whatever. I've had him on my show several times. I'd have him on anytime. Anytime. Okay. But he's kind of a weirdo at the same time. He does a thing that no one else will do, which he should be in some ways lauded for. He's created something that takes bravery. Basically, probably has ruined his life for the foreseeable future. But the motherfucker knows exactly what he's talking about. And he's 100% right. In this post, he's 100% right. And everyone would do well to listen to him and take notes because Josh is on the forefront of speech. We're all on the back end. And what comes for him will come for every one of us. And remember that. What he said was so fucking important. Let me not misquote him. They want the average person to be able to speak in channels where only specific thoughts are acceptable. It's not about the Joshes of the world. It's not about the Alex Joneses of the world. It's not about the Steven Crowders of the world or that milquetoast weirdo Matt Walsh. It's not about the Ben Shapiros. It's not about the me's of the world. It's about you and your parents and your sisters and brothers, nieces, nephews, sons, daughters. Imagine the world that's coming for your kids where they're only given a list of things they can talk about. And if they stray from the narrative, if they deviate for a fucking moment, their entire future is gone. All of it. Forever. Say they make a post at 18 with some speech in it that's not palatable. And they can't get a job at 30. Because of something they said when they were 18, 15. I fear for my kids. You know why? Because my kids will someday watch me. And by the time they're able to talk to me or talk like I do, it will be unacceptable. Stetsley, I'm kidding about Matt Walsh. Kidding about Matt Walsh. I know a lot of people like him. I have a couple issues with him, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But people should listen to Matt Walsh, though. You should listen to anybody. Listen to everybody. But that's what I'm scared of. I'm scared that I am setting an example for my children that will get them in trouble. I'm setting my children up to go against the new cathedral by just existing as my kid. Because I don't raise my children to be afraid of what to say. I don't raise my children to live in fear of anybody else. And how can I look them in the eye and say, capitulate? Because you have to. I can't. Can't do it. And I won't. I'll have to prepare them in some other way. I don't know. I don't know what to do.